Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we are diving into Uncle Nearest Rye. Yes, Uncle Nearest Rye, a brand new product. Woo! I am excited about this one. So, we think about Uncle Nearest, and obviously I'll put the link up above because I reviewed, this bad boy here, 1856 before. They're truly like their core product, if you will. And this was absolutely phenomenal. So I'll put the link up above so that anyone wants to kind of dive into like the whole history of Uncle Nearest. Definitely make sure you check that video out as well. A fantastic episode where I kind of go into real deep about everything Uncle Nearest and the whole story about Nearest Green and the Jack Daniels connection. So I'll put that link up above. But in order to keep this a little bit shorter today, so when you think about just Uncle Nearest as a whole, obviously based down in Tennessee, a newer company, distillery in the last, I think about like five and a half years, they've been in existence. And they've honestly been doing a fantastic job. So Fawn Weaver, the CEO, and Miss Butler, the master distiller, they've just been crushing it flat out, hands down. So their core products, though, when you think about their core products, they have the 1884, the white label, not this white label, by the way, the other white label. They also have 1856, this one here. And then last but not least, the newest of the core products. So going forward, in addition to seeing those other two labels or those other two bottles in liquor stores, you'll also start finding their newest whiskey, which is a rye. So this is the Uncle Nearest Rye whiskey. And of course, they have some other distillery-only releases, such as like this one here, which is the Uncle Nearest Master Blend Edition, which, by the way, is just too darn good. That is a distillery-only release. That's the reason why it's kind of off to the side. But I'm really excited about the Uncle Nearest Rye, which will be, again, the third bottle in their core lineup that's available in multiple markets. So 1884 and 1856, these products are available in about 30 states. Uncle Nearest Rye is set to also kind of have the same type of availability, be available in multiple states. I've already seen it myself in the East Coast, from Delaware down to Virginia. I was in Virginia yesterday, and I saw it down there. So it's definitely making its way out. So pretty cool. All right, so what do we know about this product itself? Give me the facts, Bourbon Judge. So I've already poured some. Let me pour a little bit more. Ugh. So I had a little bit of this at a buddy of mine's house, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. Now, his bottle had opened up. He had already had it, I guess, almost like a week and a half before me. So I had to run out, of course, and get my own bottle because I enjoyed it. But let's see how my bottle has opened up. So I have my bottle. I bought it. I poured, like I always do, I pour a little bit in my Infinity bottle. So now I have a chance to kind of dive into it again. All right, here we go. All right, so what do we know? Coming in at exactly 100 proof. So exactly 100 proof. Price standpoint, I like this. I found my bottle, I think it was like for either $56 or $57. In total, it was like $60, maybe $61 with tax. So all in, a $60 bottle. Not bad by itself from a price standpoint. And then again, availability definitely kind of, gaining momentum across the US. Now, this is a 100% rye mash bill. So pure 100% rye. There's no malted barley. This is not a 95.5. It's a pure 100% rye. Now, what we know about this is that we don't have a lot of details in terms of like the age statement or even the source. So Uncle Nearest, they are in the process of making a lot of their own bourbons and so forth. But as it relates like to this new rye, it is rumored to be that the new rye, for now, is being sourced from Canada. But then once they have it in Tennessee, they're then aging it for a set period of time in Tennessee. So either way, definitely coming from a great source itself, because Canadians, they do make some pretty decent ryes, I can't lie. And then they are definitely barreling it down in Tennessee for an addition, like a second barrel, if you will, in Tennessee, which is awesome by itself. So I like that whole aspect of it. All right, let's get into the nose real quick here. Oh, man. So this is a couple things to me. This is number one. I get a ton of actually three things all together. So I get a couple things all together. Number one, I get tons of apples, tons of honey, and a lot of spice. But they're all kind of flowing together very much, almost like a milkshake. They kind of just mixed all in together. Honestly, it's really nice though. Truly, you get that spiciness from the rye, that peppery rather notes. You get the apples, and you get the honey as well. Whew. The nose reminds me of exactly when I had it at my buddy's house absolutely amazing. Now, there's one thing that is, I guess you would almost say as taboo as it relates like to this whole whiskey world. In the whiskey world, for some odd reason, I'm not saying why, I don't know why, people hate using the word smooth. What I love about Uncle Nearest is they're like, you know what? We're going to just go ahead and give that whole concept a Heisman. As they see on all their bottles, smoothest whiskey in Tennessee. They're doing their own thing. There's nothing wrong with that at all, and I love it. And even on the back of this bottle here as well, it says smooth whiskey as well. So we'll see whether or not if they're continuing to do that, but at least they embrace it. Hey, at the end of the day, sometimes, you know, having a smooth whiskey is not a bad thing. All right, but let's dive into this one real quick. All right. That nose is so nice. This is a ton of apples. Probably, I'm gonna even give you a breakdown in the nose. That's something different that the judge doesn't do normally. This is probably honestly 60% apples, 30% honey, and like 10% pepper notes from the rye. It's very apple note forward. Wow. Whew. All right, my friends, here we go. Cheers to each and every one of you out there. I appreciate all the love and support. Thanks again, by the way. If you haven't did thus far, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Drop me a comment also. Let me know your thoughts on Uncle Nearest as well. Cool? All right. Cheers, everybody. Ooh. All right. Wow. 100 proof? Just make sure. Yeah, 100 proof. Okay. 100 proof. Let me get a little bit more. That's a very bold and robust finish just to be 100 proof. All right. Wow. It's quite tasty. I gotta have a little bit more. I'm sorry, there's like a drop left. I know you guys probably wondering, Judge, please tell me about the palate. Is it good or not? I gotta finish this because it is obviously pretty good. Wow. Okay. So, number one, everything from the nose matches the palate. The palate and the finish is a ton and a phenomenal blend of apples, primarily apples, with a little bit of honey and a little bit of pepper as well, kind of coming together and just forming into a fantastic rye whiskey experience. At $60, you might be wondering, Judge, is this a buy? Do you not buy it? Leave it on the shelf? Give me the final verdict. The verdict is in, and let me explain the reason why. This, my friends, is definitely a buy. This is a definite buy for a couple of reasons. Number one, I like the price point. Number two, which is most important, I love the quality of the whiskey. What's interesting about this is that even though it's 100 proof, it's definitely nice, well-rounded, has a nice long finish. It doesn't like overwhelm you, but it definitely sips like it's probably closer to like 105 proof, in my opinion, if you will. And they, like they say even on the label, the smoothest whiskey in Tennessee. I actually do agree with that. I mean, this is one where I think you can honestly sip and enjoy it year round. You know, a lot of times, like, you know, with some whiskeys, they're only cask strength. You might only prefer them in the fall because they kind of knock you out. And some whiskeys that are like 90 proof, you're like, ugh, I can only handle that in the summer. This is a year-round fantastic daily sipper. Absolutely some fantastic whiskey. I'm really proud of Uncle Nearest, what they're putting out. This will belong in my household going forward. And please make sure you check it out for yourself because it is that darn good. All right, my friends, till the next time. Peace, cheers, and most important, salute. Take care.